Hey Sifus, it's the Cause with Midnite Lights Gaming, bringing you a video about everything we've learned from these two recent videos about Sifu arenas. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this video does anything for you. And yeah, so these two videos include an exclusive gameplay from IGN that came out yesterday, focused on arenas, as well as a teaser that came out. And between these two things, we have learned a lot. I can't wait to unpack it all for you. Stick around to the end, because in the end, I'm going to talk about if there's infinite survival mode based on what I've learned. In other words, is there a game mode where you go in and the waves of enemies just keep coming until you die? I think I've got that answered. I'm also going to talk about a couple of secrets I'm not sure we were supposed to find out about, but I'm kind of speculating on. And I found out 2 tips for the survival mode, or the survival mode and the challenges therein, which I'll get into at the end too, which are changes to the updates and everything that we've known so far. So the way this is going to work, this is one long video, but I'm also going to break it out into sections. And so each section will be its own separate video, but there will also be this big one with all of them together. And the different sections include just an arena's basics. What are the challenges in arenas, what we know, how to advance, things like that. Then I'm going to get specifically into the 9 arenas. Then I'm going to get specifically into the different challenges, because we know a lot about that. Then there are 2 outfits I'm pretty sure I've been able to uncover, so stick around for that. Then I'll get into these tips and sort of secrets or things I'm speculating on at the end. Let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to share my screen here, and we are going to look here. So yeah, let me kind of start also by showing that the roadmap that Sifu has promised and so far pretty much delivered entirely on, because it's important. So you can see the spring, summer, fall updates, replay editor was recent. And of course, it's not the winter of 2022. Now it's going to be the spring of 2023. But either way, the expectation is that we're going to get new mods, new outfits, and of course, the arenas mode. So that's what we're going to break into. I'm not going to look at different modifiers, though I think there are some teases on that. Mostly, I'm going to be looking at outfits, arenas, and challenges. Again, so here's what we know. From the teaser, we've got 5 game modes and 9 arenas. Within each arena, there are 5 challenges, meaning there are 45 total challenges, 5 in each arena. Now, here's what I've come to find out, that in each arena, there are duplicates of the kinds of basically the modes that are in the challenges. So challenges and modes are kind of interchangeable. Each challenge will include a different game mode, but some of them duplicate in the, you can see that here as he's sort of flipping through. I'll try and slow it down for you, but essentially that, you know, this one has a performance, a survival, another survival, another survival, another performance. So, or maybe it was only 2 survivals, but you can see there are duplicates of game modes in the challenges. Originally, I sort of thought the way it would be set up is that because there are 5 challenges in each arena and 5 different game modes, there would be a different, like, all 5 game modes would be represented in each arena, but that's not the case. Anyway, that's something I was thinking, but I've come to find out something different. All right, let's talk about how to advance and unlock more. So in order to do that, I kind of want to show you the 2 kinds of tokens I've come to understand exist and what I think they do. So you can see these are the 3 different arenas that I think unlock when you first start. And there's the possibility to get 15 of these circular tokens, and then there's also the possibility to get these sort of lion or tiger tokens. Now, here's what I've figured out, that in each, to describe these like circular tokens first, 608. Yeah, so all of this is gravy. So you can see this is, the game mode here in Grandma, I'm pretty sure this is survival, though I don't, oh no, this is performance. Points is performance. We'll get into that later. Either way, so the way this works in this particular performance mode challenge, in order to get 3 of the circular tokens, you have to get 6,800 points or more. in order to get to 4,800 and between 4,800 and 6,800. So you can see this person's gotten 5867, and that has gotten them 2 tokens, but they still need to do better to get all 3. I don't know anything about difficulty level in all of this. That's all to be figured out. So I don't know what these kinds of tokens get you. My best guess is they either get you modifiers, or maybe, though I think this is wrong, maybe you turn in those tokens to get these line tokens, which unlock more arenas, but I don't think so. And here's why I don't think so. Let's go to 8. So you can see that this person has 11 of these circular coins and 11 of these line coins. So I don't know, maybe that's just a coincidence, but I think, you know, maybe these coins are duplicated here, and then you use those to unlock the 15. Again, I don't know everything about these coins, but these, whatever these are what you need to unlock more arenas. But given the fact, I wonder if these are interchangeable, that they're the same thing, that just icons different down here. Because the fact that this person in all 3 arenas has 11 of these circular tokens and 11 of these line tokens, I just can't help but wonder if they overlap. So as soon as you get 15, you're able to unlock, because that's probably what they want you to do. They want you to, you know, you can get your 15 tokens throughout these 3 different challenges to unlock the next one. Like, so anyway, that's my gut, is that those tokens are used to unlock more arenas. Maybe since you can get a lot more, they also unlock modifiers and outfits. That's my guess. And we kind of have some similarities with that with, you know, past Sifu coin usage and things like that. And again, stick around to the end, because there's some very interesting things about potentially there being more than 9 arenas. So definitely check that out. Okay, that's everything we know about the arena basics. There are challenges and there are arenas. Each challenge is a different game mode, and in each arena, the different challenges sometimes have duplicate game modes. That you get 3 tokens, you can get a max of 3 tokens for each challenge, and that those tokens are used to unlock more levels. That's where I think we're at. Let's go into the different arenas as far as we know. So what I'm going to do by like starting off with this is just kind of show some of the many different visuals that have come up around what some of these arenas look like, just to kind of get hyped about it. But you can see the first 3 arenas that I think are all unlocked when you start the game include what looks like something related or next door to the squats. Some, you know, the ring in the club is at least part of it. And then this one, you know, just logically, this would be the museum. But you can also see from, like, visually, we get a little bit too from, if I just play this, we get a little bit of a tease of them here too. So with each one, you can kind of see a little bit more about what they might look like. This one's very rainy. So it looks like even within, I think the arena is the same. It's going to be the exact same area, but maybe, you know, the weather kind of changes. So that's some visual stuff that we've gotten so far. You can see some, like this one is clearly like, looks like the sanctuary. And that was the club. Let's look at some of these. So all of these are clearly the club. They all look like they're in the pit. These kind of have sanctuary vibes, but logistically it would be the museum. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Does that kind of say sanctuary, or does that kind of say museum? It definitely doesn't look like the museum. If anything, it's the tower. Yeah, that looks a lot like the tower. So I don't know. You tell me what you think. Those mops are in the sanctuary too. So I don't know. But either way, that's a little bit visually of what we know. Now, what's really cool too, just visually as we continue to look at this, is that there are 9 very quick cuts at the beginning of the teaser that sloclap put out. Or PlayStation and sloclap did, I'm not sure. But you can see just visually, I think it's giving a sense. And the first teaser kind of showed us this hallway where people were just popping out. So one of my hunches is that maybe these first 9 cuts show us 9 different arenas. I don't know for sure. but if the more we're in a hallway, the better. I love that squats hallway. Here's another one, which we see. I think this is the first arena that's in the in-depth gameplay from IGN. And then, yeah, there's a few helicopter paths here. So that's one, which I think could be the museum or tower, if these are even associated with the level, which they may not be. They may be not at all affiliated or associated with the level. Club, obviously. Yeah, that could be, I think that's the museum or the tower. Another helipad. Squats kind of looking, but very cool. So yeah, again, what's not clear to me is within an arena, are the 5 different challenges all in the same location? Or they're kind of like within an arena, you have a few different locations too. I think we're going to figure that out as we go. And here's yet another helicopter pad. Yeah, that again, that looks like it could be where you start out in the game or potentially the squats. So again, we're just kind of visually looking at some stuff here. Let's see if they show us anything else. Yeah, so here's another look at what the sort of squats looking level looks like. And this is called capture, which I'm still really confused about exactly what it is, but we're going to look at that more. We're going to talk more about the fact that Sean's pictured there and not the 2 characters. Let's talk more about that later on. But this is just in the training area too. So this is what kind of has me thinking maybe there is a training survivor mode where you just go on forever. Well, I don't want to spoil it. It's at the end of the video. Keep watching. And yeah, so here's the helipad. So you kind of get the sense, like, I don't think there are going to be any big surprises in terms of the arenas. I think we've seen the different arenas and maps and things. Like, you definitely have a flavor for them. Maybe one of the arenas is going to be really outlandish and, in Fajar's jungle or somewhere where I can't even think of. But to me, it seems like they're all going to kind of be riffing off the maps and aesthetic of the game so far. And then just to show you a little bit more from the in-depth play. So here's one. That's a shout out to Elden Ring. He plays 3. So here's another one that's really rainy and kind of cool looking. Then the last one is like a clear nod to the Matrix, also sort of a rainy outside location that kind of reminds me of the squat. So that's kind of visually what we know about the arenas. And that's kind of all I got for you for this. So sorry about the phone vibrate there, but yeah, so those are the arenas that we have. And let's now talk about the different challenges or different game modes rather. So I'm going to actually just play some of this video so you get to see. We're just going to go mode by mode. So the first one they kind of tease us is capture. Yeah, the ground is highlighted. It's looking like you either need to stay in it or you can maybe you have to beat the tangos within that time, and that fills up that capture bar. Like, see that capture bar at the top? I'm still figuring exactly out what capture is. We're going to look at it more in depth. Survive is the next mode, which looks like, again, wait till the end to see if there is in fact a survival mode, which I'll speculate on. But the fact that all of these survival modes sort of take place in what looks like a training room, I think is kind of interesting, because the survival mode in the in-depth gameplay is a little different, and we're going to look at that. So that's survival. Next in manhunt, this one I don't understand. I don't think we really have clarity on. There are a certain number of targets you need to take down, which I don't know, is that all of the enemies, or do you get a bunch of sort of fluffer enemies while you're trying to take those 7 targets? That's my guess. Time attack's pretty obvious. Those are going to be time challenges. I imagine to get from A to B, but also potentially to eliminate all the enemies in the map. Not really sure. You can see the timer at the top too, which is cool because it'll help with the record setter. So performance, you can kind of see this times 1, 2, and 3. This is all about how many points you can get. And the hat's there because, of course, you don't want to get hit or take any damage, and that's kind of what the hat's about. And there you have it. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at all of the challenges for each of the 3 arenas that we actually know exist, because this dude kind of flips through all of them very, very quickly, mind you. So I'm going to try and move as slow as I can here to show it, and I'll just kind of move along the way. So I think we're going into the first one here. And yeah, let's look at, okay, so here's survival. Survival is you have to stay as young as you can for 4 waves. So I think you get 3 tokens if you beat it, and you can see age 20 at the bottom of the Polaroid. There'll be a different age you need to beat it at to get all 3 coins. So that's survival mode. So yeah, I won't make you wait till the end. This makes me think that it's not an infinite number of waves that are part of survival mode. But based on the teaser, I kind of have this sense that maybe when you go to practice, that the practice mode, the like training mode, is going to involve a survival mode where just waves and waves keep coming and it never ends. I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of what I'm sensing. Let's make a quick note. 21 seconds. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So we've got survival mode, street fighting club. So this is manhunt. Eliminate the 7 targets. I don't know what that means. Is that, are there only going to be 7 targets, or do you have to like pinpoint 7 specific targets that will be highlighted for you somehow? And yet while you do that, you have to like manage the fact that other non-targets are going to be coming in trying to kick your ass. I really don't know. I'm really fascinated to see what this is. I'm not super excited about it because it's clearly a time challenge. You have to eliminate the 7 targets in a certain amount of time, which is a little like, I'm not excited about that. I like to take my time, but also that, yeah, it can be hard to focus on a like a juggernaut or a bigger baddie, a tougher baddie, while all of these other little baddies are out here trying to get a piece of you. All right, let's move on to the next one, which also is survival. Stay as young as you can for 5 waves. Then we have a performance. So this is getting a high score in 3 waves. So that's pretty self-evident, right? You're just going to try and get a high score, keep your multiplier up at 3. Watch some of my other videos for tips on how to maximize your points. The last one is survival. So you can see what there are like 3 survivals just in this first one. So that's the game mode, but there are 3 different of the same game mode challenges in this first arena. All right, so this is the next arena. We've got another survival. Well, maybe we don't see it. Oh, no, you're going to go in here now, aren't you? Right. Yep. Okay, so this is the club. The club has Ruthless, which is a performance highest score one. We've got Danny. I don't know why it's called Danny. Survival, and it's called Survival. That's interesting. I don't know why it's called Danny, but I'm sure it's funny. And you can see there are different modifiers. So that's also what it makes a challenge, right? The survival game mode plus the modifiers. Like in this, you can't pick up weapons, and enemy weapons damage increase. That's pretty funny. If anyone knows the Danny reference, hit me up. Another survival where you die on structure broken. That's interesting. I wonder if that's going to be you versus Sean. Performance where you get all shrine bonuses. Enemies have infinite structure. Interesting. Unbreakable machete. Hopefully that's what you have, because you're going to need to do a lot of damage in that. All right, survival. As young as you can for the first 5 waves with modifiers. Your guard is ignored. Cool. Unbreakable stuff. Unbreakable staff. Oh, okay, good. That'll be good. You got all your shrine bonuses, so you're going to be a total badass. Enemy weapon damage increase. So yeah, same as always. Don't take damage. Do lots of damage. All right, so those are the club challenges. Pretty exciting. Let's see if they're going to show us the... Yeah, I think they are. All right, so here's our first capture. Capture the 7 designated zones. So yeah, does that mean you go to a zone, you kick everyone's butt, and then you move on to the next one, and that's the time challenge? Because you can see this is a time challenge too. It says best time at the bottom of the Polaroid. So that's what my guess is. There's another thing where I wonder if you have to like keep baddies out of the different designated zones, but it just doesn't seem like the arenas are big enough for you to be running around to different zones. I have no idea. But capture seems like, it's a time challenge. Here's another capture. So this is where you really get into the capture. What were the modifiers on the first one? Unbreakable mop. Hey, enemies invincible until environmental damage. Huh. So you've got to use environmental damage. That's wild. And you have all shrine bonuses. So once you hit them with a stool or a bottle, you can start doing damage. But before that, you're not doing any damage. Manhunt, which again is eliminate 6 specific targets within a certain amount of time. Find the artist, get rid of them fast. Yeah. And you can see there's like tips for all of these, which they don't show us, which is probably good. You want to leave some mixture. Capture. Wow. Is that 3 captures? So this is, they really indoctrinate you into the capture stuff. Wow. 4 captures, all capturing all the time. What was the modifier on that last one? No modifiers on that one. All shrine bonuses, time slowed down instead of focus. Yeah, so people have been messing with that where they hold L2 to see what the next move is going to be, and enemies have infinite health. So how can you capture a zone if enemies have structure damage? Okay, so yeah, wow. So much interesting stuff about both the challenges and the game modes, but hopefully that kind of gets you everything, everywhere you need to go. Everywhere you need to go. Yeah. All right, there's just so much. My brain's running away. So let's do outfits as far as we can tell. So I'm going to look at this post, or rather it's a post from Yomanticlean. Excellent. And I'm pretty sure this did come out from Sifu, because I feel like I saw something like this from Twitter. But either way, this jumpsuit is not something that we've unlocked yet. So my assumption is that you get the jumpsuit from beating certain aspects of Sifu arenas, just like how you got outfits in past updates and things like that. Now, in this teaser, we also got to see a new outfit that was a surprise for me. At least I think it's a new outfit. And that, oh no, I'm looking at the wrong video. That is in this survival mode. Yeah, here. Pretty cool. Shirtless, just this sort of Muay Thai boxer shorts. It says the club on it. So I don't know. I'm pretty psyched for that. And that's it. That's as far as I can tell for outfits. Now let's move on to the tips and secrets. I gave one of them away already, but yeah, let's talk about survival mode. So basically, here's the contradiction I'm trying to navigate. So in the teaser, it says survive, and that's like teasing the game mode. But we're like clearly not in an arena, or at least, I don't know, maybe one of the arenas is just the training, whatever this is. It's not really a room, the training ether. And the way this is, it just makes me think this is just infinite baddie. You can train in a way where it's just infinite baddies coming at you. But I could totally be wrong. This could be an arena. But yeah, that looks like the museum. I don't know, maybe more museum enemies. But either way, it teases survival challenge mode, but you're in the practice area. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think you'll be able to practice with infinite waves. And I also think there's a survival mode where you need, and I know there's a survival mode where you need to stay at a certain age. Like you can only die so many times. You can only die so many times in order to get the 3 tokens. So this is a survival challenge where you need to survive and only die once, because you start at 55 in this. You can only die once to get all 3 tokens. and you have to survive like 5 waves or something. And you can see there are some modifiers, but let me find it in here. Let's try 21 seconds. Okay, so survival, yeah, stay as young as you can for 5 waves. So clearly the survival mode in this arena is not infinite waves. It's just stay as young as you can for 5 waves. So hopefully they're changing the practice arena to be infinite waves, because I know people, present company included, are pretty psyched about that. All right, here's the next thing I'm kind of thinking is the thing. And if it is, I'm really freaking psyched about it. So I think you'll be able to maybe play as different characters from the game, maybe the different bosses. And this is at second 16. Lies. It's a little before that. Bear with me here. So I'm going to play, and we're going to look for swap player in the lower right. There it is, swap character. It is at 16 seconds. Okay, so I think it's really interesting that as you're going into arenas mode, you can see, oh, here we go, training. So there's an arenas training mode, and I bet you that is where you can, maybe there's a survival mode where it's just infinite enemies coming your way. That's my guess. I don't know, but maybe that's where it is. So that's interesting. So the thing I'm focusing on, though, is this swap character. So when you go to arenas mode, there's this option to swap character, which could mean just going from the male to the female character. I'm not sure. But what I think is really interesting is when they tease survive mode in the trailer, they picture Sean. So doesn't that make you think just maybe you'll be able to play as Sean as one of the players you can swap? Because that's who's in survivor mode, clearly kicking some bogeys' butts. So I don't know. I think that might be the tease of tease. I really hope that's true. We also know more arenas are coming later. It's not just 9. So this is the next sort of secret or very interesting, very exciting thing. I didn't know until I watched this. But if we go to 2018, I'm going to hit play, and you'll see there are 9 arenas that are getting launched, but you'll also see there are some coming soon. So you can see you need all of these sort of line tokens to unlock them, but then you'll see the further he goes to the right, the more you'll see, like, look at that, coming soon. So there are going to be more arenas. It'll be really interesting to hear when those come out. And again, that's all really exciting. Okay, the next things that I found that are just some tips from watching this guy play that are for the points or the performance one, which we were looking for the hat. I think when he's wearing the hat, that's the performance one. Yeah, this one. So what's interesting about this that I found out is that, and I'll try and play this for you if I can get to like the very beginning because he talks about it. Yeah, I'm going to turn the volume on.
Gotta start with a taunt. Start with the taunt.
What you doing in here, pal?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so you can see there the taunt gets you right up to a ×3 multiplier. So I don't know if that's only in the beginning or every time you taunt, it goes from whatever you're at to a ×3, which is amazing because in the past, the only thing that's done that is the Mighty Cowbit focus move. But this is looking like in the beginning of the challenge, if you use a taunt, it will go to a ×3. Now, so that's going to be a tip, and maybe that's the truth throughout, that anytime you use it, it will bump to a ×3, which again is the highest you can get. Watch some of my other videos for more tips on point stuff. Now, what's really interesting as a tip too is I'm pretty sure in performance, they're going to make you be extremely aggressive. Oh, well, actually, there's one more thing. When you take a hit, it doesn't bring you back to just ×1. Like, keep watching and you'll see every time he gets hit, the bar goes down some, but not all the way down to ×1, which is such a gift because it was frustrating to get it back up. Now, that being said, I have noticed that your bar goes down a little bit more quickly. Let's see if we can see that when he kind of like scoots around or away. Yeah, see the bar going? Okay, so there he just got hit and the bar just sank, but it didn't go down to -1. I don't know. There's something I was watching before that made me think the bar just jets down really quick, so you're gonna have to be really aggressive. Yeah, like if he's not doing damage, it is going down pretty quick, but maybe that's not that different from the original game. So those are some of the secrets and tips, things that I've been figuring out. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed unpacking all of this with you. Do like and subscribe if this does anything for you. Yeah, I love making these videos. I love Sifu. I hope this helps you love arenas too. I can't freaking wait. I'll be putting out some more videos between March 28th, but thanks for watching. I appreciate you and take care.